Hey everybody, welcome to day 38, where we are going to be talking all about appropriate word count and what 50,000 words really means and what different books weigh in at. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button below, go ahead and click it now, and whatever it is you're drinking today, grab a cup, cozy up, and let's get to writing. So I wanted to start by telling you a little story about when I first took Secrets of the Tally to my first writers conference before it was ever published. And it was 150,000 words at the time. And I got to the conference and they were like, okay, so young adult, and if you Google this, this is what you'll find as well. Young adult is typically 50 to 80,000 words and mine's 150,000. And I was like, okay, but you know, it's fantasy. So fantasy is allowed to have a little more usually. So what I was told was you cannot be over 100,000 if you want to be considered by a traditional publisher. And I was at 150,000 and I was like, well, all right. So what I did was I went in and I deleted 50,000 words out of my manuscript. And as you guys know, because we're trying to hit 50,000 in this month, that is a lot. And it was painful and it was so hard, but it was because I didn't know when I was writing that young adult books are supposed to be 50 to 80,000 words, 100 max if it's an epic fantasy, which mine is. And so I was just having a jolly old time writing away, and I wrote all the way up to 150 and had to cut a third of my book out in order to get it down to a length that traditional publishers would even consider. Now, after this challenge is over, I will come out with more videos that explain the difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing. But one of the big things is that if you're self-publishing, you can have whatever word count you want. But if you're going to try to get picked up by someone who pays you for the book, if you don't want to just publish it yourself, definitely take some time to Google whatever genre you're in, what an appropriate word count is, because if you are way too high or way too low, then you're not putting yourself in the market. You're not putting yourself as somebody that those publishers will want to pick up. And now I can truly tell you from firsthand experience, the difference that a couple pages makes when it comes to printing costs is actually really significant. So the difference between printing a 100,000 word book and a 150,000 word book, if you have to print it 10,000 times, is astronomical. And that is one of the big reasons that publishers want books that are a little bit smaller for your first go, for your debut novel, is because it's less money to invest on their part. So instead of being out a huge investment for a $150,000 book, they're out a little bit smaller one because they invested in a book that was 100,000 words. So what I really want to do today is give you guys kind of a point of reference to understand what the word count of other books is, so that you kind of understand what 50,000 words means and if 50,000 is going to be the full length of your novel, because a lot of novels are going to come in higher than 50,000. So I wanted to show you guys this graph. This is, of course, Harry Potter, because I love it. But this is actually really helpful because it shows you what the word counts are of all 7 of the Harry Potter books. So you can see like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone right here, which, you know, it's called the Philosopher's Stone in England, was 76,944 words, whereas the biggest one was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is actually my favorite out of the series. But so this is 257,000 words. So that kind of gives you an idea for how big books like this are. And so, you know, I just told you young adult books can't be over 100,000, right? Well, of course, if you have a bestseller and then the next one that you want to write is going to be bigger, then it's okay. If your series goes on and the books get bigger as you go and they're already successful, your publisher is not going to turn you down because it's over 100,000 words. Obviously, this one is 250,000. So I want to give you guys some context when it comes to my books. Secrets of the Tally, I told you my first draft was 150,000 words. I cut it down to 100,000. So I cut out 50,000 words. This is how thick it is now. And I'll show you kind of like what the word size looks like on each of the pages. It's like this. So this is what 100,000 words looks like. Okay. That is like, that's what this size is. And then book 4, I actually just fact checked. This is a lot bigger because it was later in the series. A lot more is going on. This is 140,000. So that's kind of the difference between the two. And I do actually have a book that is 50,000 words. And don't anybody freak out. This has not been revealed yet, but I'm going to show you guys just because it literally is exactly 50,000 words. So keeping in mind that exact same kind of like page layout. So this is the size of the text. This is what 50,000 words looks like. Okay, This is actually, don't anyone panic, this is the prequel to the series. It hasn't been announced yet. Nobody knows this is coming except you guys now, so shh, this is our secret. But this is what 50,000 words looks like. So, and I'll show you, you know, it's the same. This is exciting, showing people actually. Hang on. So this is, it's like the same size of words. This is what 50,000 words looks like. So I guess what I'm saying is 50,000 is not exactly a large book. It's kind of on the smaller side. So even though we're trying to hit 50,000 words in this 30 days, that might not be your entire novel. It might not necessarily be finished at 50,000 words because this is fairly small. So I guess that what I want to say is just that it is important to research ahead of time and know how many words should be in a book in your genre. 50,000 is a pretty small book. It might not be the entire thing. And also, I just want you guys to know, if you go way over the recommended word count, means you're probably going to be self-publishing, which nothing wrong with that, but you probably cannot get picked up by a traditional publisher with your very first book being so far beyond what they want for a word count. So I hope that that's helpful for understanding really the length of your book and kind of what it's going to look like when it's printed. And then kind of knowing, if you have a comparison now of which Harry Potter book yours is going to be similar to. If you kind of in your mind can guess which Harry Potter book yours is the most comparable to, you kind of can guess what your word count is going to be. So I'm going to estimate the one that I'm writing on right now is going to come in around 75,000. That is my guess because I know it's shorter than any of the 4 that I've written, and that's kind of my baseline for comparison. So that is everything that I have to share with you guys about word count. Now let's go ahead and go hit ours for today. I write 1,667 words again, of course. Today is day 38. So yesterday, let's see, we should have been at a total of 11,669 yesterday. I wrote 1,153, which put me at a total of 14,519, still tracking ahead, which makes me super happy. So I'm gonna go jump off and write my words for today. I hope you guys are having a great time so far, and hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 39 of the 60-day novel writing challenge. All right, so you guys know that this is an exclusive sneak peek, but this is gonna be the prequel of the Secrets of the Tally series, and I am pretty sure it's gonna be on Kickstarter in this coming February. This is actually what all of my books look like underneath of the covers. So this will have a beautiful artwork dust jacket like all of the rest do, but for now, this is all that I'm gonna show you. So 50,000 words, here it is.